What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another review here at Big Gold Belt Media. Today, we are here to talk about Rebel Country, the feature film that actually premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival in June 10th, 2024. This is directed and produced by Francis Watley, and then executive produced by Janet Lee and Gabriel Jagger. Yeah, this was a very, very interesting film. I'm gonna give you some reasons into why it was interesting for me. Previously, before doing this, I actually was very, very into music. So with my musical background and being a songwriter, this was very, very interesting to see a bird's eye view of some of the things I did know, as well as some of the things I didn't know about either getting into the industry or either just the history of country music. When I started doing music, I actually was not very into country, but slowly over the past couple years, it's definitely grown on me. Um, and honestly, these are some of the people that are or have contributed to me, I guess, assimilating into the country music culture. Honestly, when you start to see people that kind of look like you doing certain things, you kind of want to try them out as well. That's how I feel. So I'll give you guys a synopsis about this. So in the new breed of authentic stars, such as rapper turned singer, songwriter Jelly Roll, Grammy Award winning singer Lainey Wilson, and musicians Breland and Blanco Brown and Sam Williams. This is a major feature length film that explores a diverse, band challenging, and culture of the country music, while also acknowledging the connection with Nashville's rebellious roots, those who previously were iconic, who broke the mold. Yeah, so it does do that. That's exactly what this film does. It explores not only the culture, but the nature of where country music came from. I believe it had Irish roots, which eventually transferred over to America into the Appalachian Mountains. And then from the Appalachian Mountains, it was able to grab and gather together not only Mexican American culture, but also African American culture to become what we knew as country music back in the 1940s and 50s. But later on, and towards the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, we saw a lot of different changes within the country music scene, as well as the look of country music. A lot of people know, of course, Johnny Cash, one of the most famous country music singers there is out there, as well as Dolly Parton, gave it new spark of life, a new changing face, a new outlook on what songs can be about. I guess country music was more so closer to blues, I would say, because you're either talking about your truck died, you lost your woman, or you lost your dog, I guess you say. But they definitely changed it to become not Johnny Cash, of course. It was less upbeat, more mellow, more modern, dramatic, more gothic. But another feature, just like Dolly Parton, was more like living life, doing things fun. There was just a beautiful change into the scenery of country music. But that's neither no here nor there. Just a little opinion I'm throwing out there for it, though. But yeah, this really just features the new look of what country music looks like today. I know a lot of people out there, of course, have seen that Beyoncé now does country as well. So this kind of like gives you an insight into not only the artist's life, but also the writer's life, into what they have to do, trials and tribulations to get on not only where they are, but where they want to be in the future as well. So it features amazing artists that I actually listen to myself personally right now. So Lindsay L. We also have Lainey Wilson, Breland, Jelly Roll, as well as Blanco Brown. I've seen a lot of these people, and it's weird because I have connections to people I've worked with that they have also worked with too. So for me, it's very like, it's like not an outer body experience, but it is very different. Or I would say it's pleasing because I was not able to make it to the level to where they are, but I'm happy to see that someone was able to get out and do their thing and get here at this point. So for me, this film is a little bit more sentimental, as well as a little more satisfying as well. So we did see some amazing musical performances in this film as well. One of them that really caught my eye, really caught my attention, is Jelly Roll. So Jelly Roll is no stranger to showcasing and also letting people know about his past and where he has been and where he has come from. He was previously incarcerated. I believe he was under the influence of drug addiction, and he was able to work his way out and be able to become this Grammy award winning or nominated artist now, which I thought is such a amazing started from the bottom and I'm climbing my way up to the top story. So he does do a performance at the jail that he actually used to be incarcerated in, which I thought was crazy because I would never want to go back. But you got to give those guys that helped you get through it something to strive and look forward to as well. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like I heard Francis Watley, the producer and director of this film, say this was definitely a film of the time for right now. The difference, or I would say the new look of what country music is, are these featured artists that are on here. There is no set standard or same walkway for the artists and what they need to look like. And I thought this film did such a great job showcasing that. Like we know, throughout every 30, 40 years, a genre of music changes. And this is the change that we're seeing now. There's a lot more hip hop, I would say R&B influence into country music. And when you look at different featured artists, like even Luke Combs, right? You look at Morgan Wallen, which I'm sure a lot of these people have either written for or worked with as well. You see that influence in there, right? I mean, who would have thought in my wildest dreams that Morgan Wallen and Lil Durk would have a song together? No, I mean that blows my mind, but it's such amazing collaboration that works. And without a lot of these artists that are in here, we probably wouldn't have that today if they didn't, create this new generation of sound is what we're hearing here. It is featured on here that we do talk about Lil Nas X as well, Old Town Road, as well as Beyonce's latest hits were groundbreaking for her Cowboy Carter album. But that is just, I would just say that's just a small seismic rock in this whole entire equation, because these people that are behind the scenes and that are also featured in this film are basically the main staples for the connection between the new generation and the old generation of country music. Let me say one thing that I did wish that this film really touched on more. I really wish it touched on more of the people that were in between the Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton, to the point of the Breland, Blanco Brown, Jelly Roll, because there's a lot of people in the midst of all that transition that these artists have actually given credit to in different award ceremonies and stuff like that. But I would have loved to touch more on them, like Linda Martell, right? Aaron Neville, one of my favorite singers. My grandmother loves this guy. Oh my gosh, can't stop talking about him, right? Darius Rucker, right? Darius Rucker, Hootie and the Blowfish, man. Like, I feel like he was one of the groundbreakers for transitioning from rock into country music. And also Tracy Chapman, right? Tracy Chapman finally got a Grammy award-winning song, but it had to be sung by somebody else. That's kind of tough, but that's just my opinion. Okay. But you know what? I saying all that, I really, really enjoyed this film. If I had to probably rate it out of 5, I would probably give it a 4, to be honest with you. It was definitely a good watch. And the music really just drew me in. So if you're a music lover and you want to see, a great documentary of, where country music has come from, as well as an idea of what we could be seeing in the near future in the new generation of country music, this is definitely the one to watch. Yeah. So you guys at home, make sure you check out, whenever it is available, Rebel Country, from the Tribeca Film Festival. And man, it just blew my mind, honestly. Just such an amazing film. But if you guys want to see more content and more reviews just like this, go ahead and hit us up and check us out at biggoldbellmedia.com. And until next time, peace.